Hello, everyone. I'm so excited for this Soul Chat interview. I am interviewing the lovely Megan Solar Glow. And this is going to be a fun interview because Megan does dowsing and she asks some really incredibly interesting questions. And I know her audience also asks her some interesting questions for her to ask the dowsing rods. And so we're going to play some games today with her, and I'm going to do some channeling as well. So we'll see where this goes, where it takes us. Hi, Megan. I'm so excited to talk to you today.
Hi, thank you so much for having me.
This is going to be so much fun. First, tell everybody like how you got into this and a little bit more about your background with the dowsing rods as well.
Yeah, so I accidentally fell into it, if I'm being honest.
That's how
My
it always
mother-in-law,
happens.
right? Spirits just like this is gonna happen now. No, my mother-in-law was a Reiki practitioner, and I was not into spirituality at all. I was like, oh, that's cool, whatever. But she had me Reiki attuned, and it was just this moment of like, oh my gosh, this is real. I feel this energy. I start bawling. And then I had this like kind of spiritual awakening of, okay, this is all real. What else is there out there? And so I started exploring different modalities of spirituality, and somebody on TikTok was doing dowsing. So I was like, let's give it a try.
That is so fun. And for me, like Reiki is one of the most powerful ways to start opening yourself up to new things. As a Reiki master teacher, like I love that, and I love that you just like kind of ran with it. For anybody that doesn't know what dowsing rods are, can you explain what that is?
Yeah, I've actually got mine with me. So they're basically copper wire that sits in a little tube, and you hold them, and they spin like kind of freely. So I hold onto the tubes and they move, and I just ask questions of spirit with them. So it becomes like a form of divination and channeling.
I love it. And for anybody that wants the visual of this will be on YouTube. You can go to Amy Robeson on YouTube, and the link will be in the show notes if you're listening to it on podcast as well. What's the difference? I don't feel like there's much of a difference, but what is the difference between dowsing rods and pendulums?
I actually think they're the same. I find that some people work better with one over the other, just depending on kind of how rigid they are, kind of what they're open to. I personally prefer the rods because the answers are just so obvious. Compared to the pendulum, it kind of has to take a second, but the
Yeah,
rods
yeah.
just are
And
so.
with the pendulum, like sometimes you can trick the pendulum into the answer because we're such strong beings. Is that similar to the dowsing rods? I've actually never used a dowsing rod before. Like I'll do a pendulum with my body, I'll do a pendulum or a pendulum with my necklace. So I love that it's metal. The dowsing rods are metal, but can you trick it?
You can force it certainly, and like I have a hard time doing it because I've been doing this for so long.
Yeah.
But yes, so there you very much have to come from a place of neutrality and kind of recognizing like, no, I'm forcing this versus not. So it does take a little bit of practice.
Oh, I love that. Okay. So, what is the most interesting question you have asked the dowsing rods?
um, the one spirit's telling me about, reminding me of right now, is the ocean soup.
Is the ocean soup? What was the answer?
No, and it's because the ratio of fish in the ocean to like water is too small to consider it soup.
Oh my God. Oh, I love it. The spirit has such a good humor. Uh,
I would do.
Okay, perfect. I want to ask some questions.
Yeah.
What is a fun question that you want to start with asking?
Well, let me just level set and see who we're talking to first, if you don't mind.
Yeah, absolutely. Take your time.
Okay. If you're with me and willing to answer some questions, could you cross the rods for yes? Thank you. Could you open wide for no? You. Could you point to the direction of your energy? Thank you. Is this an archangel? Yes, thank you. I think Archangel Michael is coming through. Yes. He's kind of my home guy, so he's the one that tends to come up the most.
Yeah, I know that Megan and I met at Conscious Life Expo, and we were on a panel together. And I remember you saying that you work with Archangel Michael a lot. Were you working with him before you started this journey?
Not at all. I actually, when I first started, I was like going through the list of different entities and I started Googling like, who are the archangels? Because I know they're a group of beings. And I had to go through the list using Google because I had zero clue.
Oh, I love that. Okay, awesome. Let's start with the fun question. And anytime for anybody that's listening, Megan, if you can say if it's a yes or a no out loud, just for our listeners, 'cause if they can't see it.
Absolutely. Oh, are you wanting me to ask a
No, no, no.
question?
I want you to start with a fun question, whatever. Like, we'll see where it goes, and then I'll come up with some questions too. And then what we're gonna do from there is, because Megan's questions are yes or no. And I have the records open depending on what the question is, and if I'm guided to expand upon what is being shared, and if Megan's guided to expand upon what's being shared, we'll both do that, or one of us will do it, depending on the question.
Okay, I've got one. Have I ever encountered Amy in the Akashic Records on accident? No, thank you.
That's a fun question.
I thought so. Let's see. Has Amy ever seen Archangel Michael in the Akashic Records? Yes, thank you. Have you seen him
Oh, for
there?
sure. Yeah. We pull him in for healings, for clearings, depending on what and how we're doing it. Absolutely. And protection.
Oh, I love that. He's so good at it. Um, let's see. Will Amy and I both be at Conscious Life Expo again next year? Yes, thank you. Are you planning on going back
Yeah,
as well?
yeah, yeah, absolutely.
Interesting. There's something about a dog coming up. Do you have a dog?
No, I don't. Not at this time.
Interesting. I don't think it's my dog's either.
I want a dog. I'm too
Is
busy for a dog.
it's like not quite a corgi, but maybe like that size and round kind of coming through. Is
I
this
want a
maybe
Boston. I want a Boston really
is
bad. And
that
my
the
husband wants a
race?
big old dog.
Oh my gosh, we're the same way. I wanted a Boston for so long and we ended up with like a Great Dane and a
Oh my
corgi
God,
mix.
no.
I know. Totally opposite.
We've had boxers and big dogs, and I just want a small dog. Like, I want a mini boxer, and a Boston is just right up my alley because they're like little mini boxers. And so, yes, that's what I want.
I love that so much. So I live out in the middle of nowhere and we have bald eagles all around us. And so we can't have really small dogs just
Oh,
because of it's like a
yeah.
safety thing. But I wonder why. I wonder if this is like your future dog maybe trying to show up. Interesting. I don't know.
Well, I've been talking to a breeder here, and I haven't messaged her back because I know that they were born like maybe 2 weeks ago or something like that. And I'm like, I really want to, but if I start the conversation, I'm gonna get obsessed with it, and like, and my poor husband needs to come to terms. Like,
I know how that goes.
we just have so much going on. I have a 4-year-old too, so
Yeah, absolutely. Life is busy. Well, and little puppies, like they're up all night and you have to take them outside. So
yes.
interesting. Trying to see if spirit's leading me else. Towards the center of the Akashic Records, do you see like I'm sort of seeing like tables of sorts. Is that kind of what it looks like to you as well?
To me, no.
Okay, no
But that's
tables.
okay, because everybody can have a different perception of what the Akashic records look like at any moment in time, which is really neat. So they always talk to you in the way that you can best interpret and understand the information that's coming through, or make you feel comfortable for the information coming through.
Interesting. So do you see it as like a library type situation then, or does it? Because the way I always think of the Akashic Records is like a library and kind of having one of those like book stands open with the flap.
Yeah, yeah, that's perfect. No, I see it as a field of infinite possibilities. So it's more like cosmic, cosmos. It's really beautiful, and intricate, but the library itself, that my brain just can't see it that way because there's so many connections, but it's perfect. However anybody sees it. Some people see it as nature.
Okay. Michael's showing me this too. Like showing me a picture of what you see, and it's very beautiful
I love that.
too. Well, so okay. Where else is he thinking we should go question wise?
I think some Akashic things will be fun.
Yeah. Is there going to be a Akashic Records event, I don't know, happening in the next day that will be notable for a wide audience? Yes, thank you. I know that's sort of broad-ended, but
Super broad.
yeah.
Let me see. Ask another question about that.
Will it be on the news? Yes, thank you. I'm seeing like a lot of people. I don't, it very well could be like protests that are happening, but it doesn't feel like that. Yes, thank you. I'm seeing like a lot of like just happy people gathered together.
I
Yes,
love that.
me too.
Here's the thing about the Akashic records. Everything is recorded in the Akash. So it can be an Akashic record event. So it could be a happy gathering. It could be like we just had a ton of tornadoes here the other day, and it's awful. Like I've never had so many tornado sirens go off in one day. We had a total of five in the middle of the night, and we had one yesterday during the day. And so that will go into the Akash. Everything goes into the Akash. So it's I love that they're showing you an event because it's neat because everything is recorded.
That's amazing. Do you find so like I'm still learning about like timelines, and there's like this notion that time is now, like the future and the past don't exist because there's only this moment, but then because of that you can see forward and backwards.
Yeah.
But then because of that things can shift as you make decisions or change. So how like
It
what is this?
reorganizes.
Oh, okay. Interesting.
Yeah, Megan's dowsing rods just went big yes when I said it reorganizes.
Thank you. Well, so does that mean like the landscape that you see in the Akashic records looks a little different when things shift like that? The
If
rods are
you're
telling me yes.
looking, so if you're looking at it as the macro, like as the whole, you can't
Yes.
see the tiny little changes. But if you're looking at it on a micro level, like you're zooming in, yes. So if it's kind of like a bee sucking pollen out of a flower. So at first, if you're just looking at the field of flowers, you're just going to see the flowers, the field, the grass, all of that. But then if you start going micro, 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 zooming into the flowers, you're going to start seeing the pollen, the the things that are sitting on the I don't know what that is called inside the flower that the pollen sits on, but um, it's and then you're going to see any insects or any dirt or anything else. And so you with the Akashic records, it's always going to be micro and macro, and that's just in life. Everything's micro and macro. We have an entire universe inside of us that is a part of the cosmos. We are stardust.
That's so incredible. I love those visuals. It's so like it's such a good analogy, and I really like how you painted that. Thank you.
You're welcome. Hey friend, did you know that we started a new live crystal show? It's called Crystal and Light Codes with Amy, and it's every Thursday. You can check out my website for more information, and you can get beautiful crystals that have been activated and attuned in a very special way all through the Akashic Records that are waiting and ready to work with you. They're all high vibrational crystals, and each time you buy a new type of crystal, you will get a light language activation that's included with your purchase as my gift to you. Check out the link in the show notes and show description. The show is every Thursday, unless I'm traveling. Sometimes I have to travel and then we'll switch the show. All right, my friends, let's jump back into the episode. What are they showing you?
I'm still seeing the flowers, and it's like this wanting to like zoom in and out, and like there's a little bit of like you just have to choose your perspective, but it's so broad and so hard to like pick that I'm like, I don't know where to look next.
Yeah, it's like, do I look at the grass? Do I look at the flowers? Do I scan the whole field? And that's the cool thing about the Akashic Records is there's spaces within spaces within spaces. And you know, they're showing you a library, right? And that library is just one small space within it all. And that's why I like looking at it from like the cosmic point of view, because if I zoom in, then I can see the libraries and I can see all the different rooms and all the different spaces and all the different perceptions that people have of it as well. But I love zooming out and zooming in, zooming out and zooming in, because it's so beautiful and it's so intricate.
Michael agrees with you too.
I love that.
Me too. He's so fun. I think that's one of the things I like sort of about like this, the way that I've kind of built the audience and the folks that I interact with is I I tend to get lost when you start asking questions because I'm like, I don't know where to turn next. And so I really like having this like giant list of questions people ask because a lot of things are like so incredibly clever, like that I wouldn't have thought of. And some of them are like, I genuinely don't know. Now I'm curious.
Yeah, that's it. I think questions are one of the most powerful things that we can come up with, because it's all about curiosity. And the you asking your audience for questions, I think, is really clever, because you got everybody to asking you things that you would never even think of. Because even in Sacred Awakening, my Akashic Record program, some questions that my students come up with, I'm like, that is so awesome. I never thought to even think of that, like think to even ask that question. And that's the thing about having conversations like this, is like, where do these conversations go, and what types of clever questions can we ask, and where can we go with the information?
I totally agree. Is there like a topic that comes up in your courses most often that folks like to know about?
Oh, yeah, it just depends on the course. um, Depends on the month and the year too, because there's um, cyclical themes that will come up depending on what it is. And then, yeah, it just depends. But, you know, people are interested in, you know, their intuition, and also interested in manifesting, and interested in um, being seen, or abundance. Just depends on what that is.
That's helpful. So we could ask the rod some of those questions. Is everyone capable of manifesting? Yes, thank you. Do some people have more challenges to manifesting than others? It's like a partial yes. Uh, Michael's saying it's like all about your perception of what like your limiting beliefs are, but like,
Yes, yeah.
yeah,
I think we're always manifesting, knowingly or unknowingly. So what
yes.
we're thinking about creates our reality.
That yes, thank you. Michael agrees. And and that's why like your thoughts are so powerful because if you have like these negative self thoughts all the time, like it also becomes this like what do you call it? Law of attraction, like attracts like. So if you're thinking the
Hmm.
negative things, that's what comes in, right? Is
Yes,
that true, Michael?
absolutely.
Yes. Michael agrees too. Thank you. And I guess to kind of go along with that, can anybody use their intuition? Yes, thank you. Can anybody use the dowsing rods? Yes, thank you. How about can anybody go into the Akashic Records? Yes, thank you.
That has questions about colors and manifesting.
Yeah. Like, do certain colors manifest more readily than others? Yes, thank you. I had no idea. Are
I
there
believe
colors
it's
that,
I
oh,
believe that it depends on the person's aura
yes,
and their connection with specific colors and what colors they're missing from their field that requires additional balancing.
interesting. Okay, kind of a side tangent, but I took a clairvoyance class a couple years ago, and we had this exercise where we would throw colors at each other, and like I got all the colors right away except for the color red. They
Okay.
threw it at me, and it was like so uncomfortable.
I love how our dowsing rod said yes. Um, red is so depending on the person, red can seem like it's a bad color because of Hollywood, right? And the depiction of the devil and things like that. And then red can be also associated with anger and red is actually could be those things, but it's actually energizing. It's home, it's rooting, it's our root chakra. And so red is actually really powerful color for some people. And the root chakra, the base chakra, and the sacral chakra and the solar plex are sometimes the hardest chakras for people to balance, especially the root, because everybody wants to be up here in the upper chakras. When in reality, if we get into our root and we get safe in our body and we feel safe in our body, it can be the most energizing space for us to be in and to be able to move into the state of flow from our second chakra because that's where creativity and sexuality, and when I say sexuality, it has nothing to do with sex. It has to do with our ability to create and to be in flow with the universe.
Interesting. I wonder if that would still hold true today because I think there's like this, like, especially with like the whole social media, like coming out, doing interviews with you, a lot of that has to do with the creating. And I don't know that I was in that space at that time of that class. And so I wonder if that would have changed by now.
One of
Uh,
the things you can do is actually just start working with the color red.
oh, and just
And
meditate, like bring it into your
that,
space.
or you can wear it,
Oh,
have a bracelet, wear underwear, like just bring it in, color with it, write with it. Like I actually have a red plant that sits on my desk, but it's on the chair over there and it has these beautiful red flowers on it that's always in bloom. And so I have literally red everywhere. Like I have a red candle right on my desk because red is super important. And then like I'll get like guidance said I need to wear red on my fingers. So I'm seeing it as I'm typing or seeing it like in my peripheral all the time.
fascinating. I love that so much. I never would have thought of that.
Yeah, just bring it in, just bring it into to wearing it, like, or bringing it into things that are around you. Because it could be even products in your shower.
Oh, okay.
Everything has color. If you think about branding, everything has color. If you go tonight or in the morning when I don't know when you take a shower, but when you're taking a shower, like literally look at every product that you have because it all has a color frequency attached to it based on the branding.
Interesting. I, so this was totally new to me. I was like looking for new soap, so I was like, "Hey, social media, what's your favorite soap?" And so I got this like Dr. Bronner sampler set, and it has
Yeah,
like every color of the rainbow of all the bottles. So I think there is a red one. I'll have to go do that one
I
too.
think there is. Um, depending on what essential oils is in it will depend on like if you want to put it down there. Because like I couldn't imagine putting like peppermint or something down there to wash. But for anybody that's not watching the interview, like as we were talking about branding and products and color frequency, like her dowsing rods were like, yes, yes, like that it's all frequency. And the words even on the branding is really important too. Like there are a lot of things that have that death on it. And like, I don't want to drink that. I don't want to consume that. I don't want that in my frequency because everything has a frequency attached to it. And so we want to be mindful of what we're consuming and how we're consuming it. And if we want that on our body, our person, or like digesting it, especially digesting it.
Yes, definitely. That's actually one of the things I've been trying to be really intentional about recently. Like you can talk into your water as you're getting it, but also the container in which it's in. So I've
Yes.
seen like crystal infused water where like the crystals aren't necessarily touching the water, but it's part of the bottle. I'm like, yes, this is amazing.
Yeah. And like that's the thing too. It's like for me, I don't feel good when I wear the color black. It's just not my color. And but like every once in a while, like my sister gave me this really cute black dress that like I wore it once and I absolutely fell in love with it, but it has gold beading on it and it's just so beautiful. So it offsets the color itself for me. And so um everybody has color because we're full light spectrum. And so we want to be really mindful of what we're putting on our body and doesn't help us because everything has color attached to it. Pills have color attached to them. And when you take a pill, it is helping to support the colors that you're missing or color that you're missing in your body, depending on what it is.
Interesting.
Frequency, I should say, not body, like what color you're missing in your frequency.
Yes. Yeah. I don't know. I've started doing this thing recently where like take daily supplements or whatever. But I've noticed that as I take those things, I can actually like start to feel how my body changes very quickly based on the frequency of that particular medicine. So I wonder how much color has to do with that because a lot of the things I take are like, I don't know, calcium or vitamin D or whatever it is. And
Yeah.
like most of them are like white pills, but some of them aren't.
They have they still hold a color frequency, even if they're white. They still hold coding for color, even if our brains can't see it. And her dowsing rods are like, yes, yes. So it's on the light spectrum. So we don't see all the colors in the light spectrum, but they hold the codes for them.
Interesting. That is so like this is so informative to me. Thank you.
Yeah, no problem. I was telling Megan before we started this, I'm like, I think we're just going to ask questions and we're just going to all channel information with her because I think it's just going to be really a lot of fun.
Yes. I love it. Trying to think if there's is there anything coming through for you or any
Let me see what else. Dates. Let's talk about dates. Are there, if you want to ask them anything about like special dates for people, like I'm talking about calendar dates, in terms of, I can formulate the question or if you want me to, or if you want
oh,
to come up with something.
no, go for it.
Okay, like are there specific dates that people will mm, have a better influence with working with spirit or being in flow versus other dates on the calendar?
Yes, thank you. And it looks like he's showing me like astrology and planets and things like that. So it looks like that sort of influence uh kind of is part of the reason why that happens. Is that true? Yes, thank you. Interesting.
Well, everything's written in the stars, right? So, um, is there a specific astrology or is it just the combination of them, all the different methods, or whatever method is um, the person's drawn to?
Yes and no, thank you. So I've kind of gone down this line of questioning a couple of times, and sometimes it will come back like certain types of astrology are better for certain people. Yes,
Hmm.
thank you. But it's not like universally true. Is that accurate? Yes. So it seems like Vedic astrology is slightly preferred over Western astrology. Is that fair? Yes. But
Is
that
that,
doesn't, oh, go
does
ahead.
it have to do with the gems?
Partially? I'm not sure. I don't know what the gems are. Do you
So
know?
in Vedic astrology, they recommend certain crystals to offset. I'm not an expert in Vedic astrology in any way, but
Y-
there's certain crystals that they recommend that will offset planetary influences.
Yes. Thank you. Okay. So yeah, it looks like that is partially it.
I'm sure
Yes.
that there's some other things. What about human design? Because that takes in astrology as well.
Yes. Thank you. Interesting. I've only like just started dipping my toes into human design because so many folks have asked me about it. I'm like, I have no idea what it is. Every time I've asked about it, the rods and whatever spirit I'm talking to seems to like it.
I think it's
Yes.
really fascinating. The guy that designed that
Mhm.
channel it. I think he used like several different methods. I know it was like astrology, the I Ching, and I'm not sure what the was it four methods or three methods or
Was
more.
this four methods? No, I think he was at three. Was there more than that? Yes, thank you. It looks like he didn't talk about all of them though. Yeah. So it looks like from what Michael's showing me, I have zero clue what's out in the ether, but it looks like he'll talk about a couple different ways, but then there's like personal things that he didn't realize he was doing that actually have a name to them.
Yeah, astrology, I Ching, and the Kabbalah and other sources to create the body graph. That's
Yes.
cool.
Yeah. That's awesome.
Yeah, it's really neat.
What kind of
What
human design thing are you?
I'm generator.
Okay.
What are you?
I'm gonna forget.
Uh,
I know
it's
people.
generator, manifestor generator, projector, and reflector.
I think I'm the generator. People always seem to think that I'm the projector, but I'm not. Is that accurate? Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's generator.
Generators are like the Energizer bunnies of the world. Like
Oh, that makes
they're
sense.
they're the battery.
Okay. Yes. That makes a ton of sense. I feel like I'm always on the go.
Yeah, generators and then manifestor generators are a combination between manifestor and generator, and then manifestors just have a lucky horseshoe up their butt, and they get the things started. The generators are the manifestor generators are the ones that get it going and like not get it going, but make it happen. And
Oh,
then projectors are usually always right, and they are the ones that have certain opinions about things that if they're not asking permission to share, it will fall on deaf ears. And then reflectors are the opinions, like they will offer opinions. I don't, the reflectors are, I think, only 1% of the population. So I don't know much about reflectors. But I'm surrounded by projectors, like surrounded. Like,
does that like get overwhelming? Because I feel like if you're the one making things happen, right? There's maybe too much to make
well,
happen.
my husband's a projector. Like, so my husband, his sister, my sister-in-law and her husband, they're all projectors. So when we're all sitting around, it's just me, the generator, and they all have an opinion on something.
Oh my goodness.
So it's fun. It's fun though. Every business needs a projector.
Okay. That makes sense.
Yeah, so they're usually right, but they have to be invited. That's the biggest thing. And generators, they have to wait for it to happen. Like manifestors will just make it happen. The universe is only going to make it happen when the time is right for the generator. So you have to wait. And I don't care what you're trying to do. If it's not the right timing, it's not going to happen.
I have found that to be like so true. Like it feels like all of the opportunities that come my way that are like good and successful and of quality, like there's something that came to me, not something I necessarily sought.
Yeah. And I'm the same way because it's like I can sit here and work my butt off, doesn't mean it's going to happen. So it's just you have to surrender to the fact that it's going to happen when it's supposed to happen and you can't will your way into it.
Yes. But it's so hard because like free will, like I'm in control, right? But you're not sometimes, and that's so hard.
So, is there a technique for generators to stop that behavior?
Yes, thank you. Is it something like mindfulness? No? Oh, okay. Do you have any ideas what it might be?
Um, it's a combination between color, meditation, and frequency downloads. What are they showing me? They're showing me almost like a science lab, but it's not a science lab. It's like it's part of it's play, like playing and being with the energy that wants to co-create with them. Um, let's see what else. What are you saying, Guardians? Okay, they're gonna have me use this analogy. I love analogies. It's kind of like generators are kind of like it's trying to tell. I have this beeswax candle right here, right? If I light this beeswax candle, I cannot control how it drips. It's going to drip however it wants to drip itself, depending on the frequency, the flame, the wind, intention behind the candle as well. And so with generators, it's enjoying the process of what is being created and staying in the frequency of the outcome. Because generators have the tendency not to stay in the frequency of the outcome. They get
That
caught
makes
into another project.
I feel that to like my very core. Like things are exciting. I want to go move on to the next thing, but sometimes you got to stick around.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
That's a great one. I might borrow that analogy if you don't
Yeah,
mind.
absolutely. Absolutely, my friend.
How fun.
Where do you get in, my dear?
All out of nothing. Michael's like, go this way and this way and this way. And I'm like, I don't even know what you're saying.
I get
Yeah.
it. What with the dowsing rods, do you have different dowsing rods or do you just have one set?
I actually have a second set, but these are like the only ones I really use. Um, yeah, I've sort of like wanted to go get more dowsing rods, but I'm just like, these work great. I don't know why I would bother. Even though they're a little bent, they're not exactly straight, but
Oh,
I've
that's
just,
okay. They just
yeah,
have all of your loving energy infused into them, so it's good.
exactly. Well, and it's so funny because like with copper, like it gets polished where you play with them. And so like right here on the very corners where like I tend to hold them, they're like very nicely polished, but the rest of them are so like tarnished and they're not
That's what
quite
I
pretty.
love. Copper, it tells a story.
Yes, exactly. Well, and one thing I've been that I've kind of noticed as I've used the rods is um, they don't hold on to energy like the same way other things do.
Yes.
So I can like hand my dowsing rods over to people, totally fine, doesn't bother me. But if I were to give you my tarot deck, I would suddenly be really uncomfortable because something about that tarot deck is attached to me and it's so strange.
Yeah. So my grandma, she used to do tarot and she taught me how to do tarot when I was a kid. And one of the
Nice.
things that she always said is don't let other people touch your deck. And so like they can pick a card and something like that, but you never want someone else to like handle your cards in the way you would handle your cards. And I don't know, like I don't practice tarot, so it's like I can just channel the information, so I don't need a card to do it. But I think tarot is such a like a beautiful art, so our oracle cards and things like that. Um, but I think that like that was the analogy I got right away. It's like because it's like they're handling them in a way that you personally handle them. It's like handing over your baby.
Yeah, it's so true, which is so strange because it's like these little square pieces of paper.
Yeah,
It's
but
so
they
weird.
hold a lot of energy within them as well. But that I think the metal is um what's the I'm trying to think of what the organite. Organite. They use different metals and crystals and things like that, and then they put it into um I forget the medium that you use to make the mold to hold like either the pyramid or the um porous or whatever, but they're like man-made. But the thing that makes them special is the metal in it, because metal has is a conductor of some sort, or metal can be used in different ways for healing. But I think copper is like one of the really, really powerful. So I love that they're copper for you.
Me too. Oh my gosh. So when we were down at the Conscious Life Expo, there was this one booth that had like the pyramids like that with copper wrapped around in them.
Yeah.
And I was like, I want to try this. So I went and sat in the pyramid and they had like the sound gongs going and this whole meditation. But the relief that came from it was like so fast and grounded and powerful. Like, I just love exploring all of these things and finding the different like things that people practice and how to manipulate the energy and change it in a way that's like beneficial. It's so
Yeah.
fun.
And that's the thing about like the pyramids. The pyramids, there's a base, right? And then the top of the pyramid acts as a funnel. And that's why it's such a powerful sacred geometry shape to use to get back into your body, and to also, it's a powerful shape for manifesting, like super powerful for manifesting.
That's awesome. Do you have one at home that you use at all or?
No, I have crystal pyramids, but I don't have like the big copper pyramids that you set in the center of one. I don't have the space for it, but two, like I think it would be a really cool thing to have in a garden, like for outside and things like that. Like I think it'd be really, really powerful to do. But you can just put yourself in one too. Like you don't have to build it. You can just imagine being in one, which is nice.
Oh, I had never thought of that. That's a great idea.
Yeah, like in activations and healings, I'll walk people into a pyramid. It just depends on what I'm being guided to do, but the our brains don't know the difference between reality and fiction. And so if we're just imagining it, it works just the same. So if you are, let's say you're working and you're like, I really wish I was in that copper pyramid right now. Just imagine you are.
I'm in one right now. That's awesome.
I love it. I love it. Um, I know I appreciate you sharing all this. Like, where do you think you're going next with this?
Um, I have a couple different ideas. I did start doing private one-on-one sessions at the beginning of this year, but I'm going to take the summer off from doing those. I can tend to continue creating the dowsing rod content. I have a new Q&A library for people to search through. But I want to expand into other things. And so possibly an oracle deck, possibly a book, um, maybe television at some point. I'm not really sure. I'm kind of letting the spirit guide the way and see what comes my way
I'm
as the
excited for you, Megan.
thank you.
I told you this at the expo, and I'm going to share it here on the podcast. I came across one of Megan's videos, and I'm a big question person, and I can turn any yes or no question into like an open-ended question. So when I was watching your videos, I'm like, these are such clever questions because they're just so unique and so different and so out there. Like, oh, here's a fun question that we can ask about open contact.
Yes, one of my favorite topics.
Yes. I'll let you lead it. So, because we are going to have open contact. Is that going to happen in the next 5 years?
Yes, thank you.
Less than 5 years?
This has shifted a little bit. Yes, most likely.
Okay. 4.
Yes, thank you. I think they might get a. I th- Michael's getting a little tripped up on the definition of open contact because that can mean a lot of different things to a lot of different people. Yes, thank
Yeah.
you.
So let's redefine it. Um, let's define open contact as a public event where it's mainstream media and not just in the spiritual communities.
Yes, thank you. But he's like showing me like having non-humans walk around openly in the next 5 years.
Oh, okay.
That that's still kind of a maybe event.
Okay.
I think maybe having sort of entities on the news would happen. Yes, thank you. But also there's also sort of this element of it's kind of happening within the spiritual community already. Yes, thank you. Because you have like the Bledsoe family with the orbs that they can call upon. So that is out there, but it's not, and it's open contact to an extent. Yes.
Wouldn't Bashar be open contact?
Yes. But he's not necessarily showing like a physical being.
Right, right, right.
He's channeled, right? So
But he can have conversations.
absolutely. Yes, thank you. So it's kind of this, it feels like this kind of slow rollout because by some definitions you could say we already have it.
For
Mhm.
sure.
Yeah. But like this, hey, I'm gonna go date an alien type deal. No, thank you. That looks like it is a ways off if it happens at all. Yes, thank you.
I was listening to a book with Lee Harris and what's the host from Open Minds? I can't remember Meredith. Can't remember her name. They were talking about how he channeled, Lee Harris channeled that we are going to have where eventually, and I don't remember the timeline, but we're going to have where we have all different types of races. And I'm not talking about skin color, but like galactic human things like that, where we will have that all intermingling on Earth at some point in time in the future. When that is, because spirits when and are when are totally different because we look at linear time and they're looking at a collective and not necessarily going down a calendar like we do.
Yes. I see it. I see all of these entities walking around, but uh, I, I'm sure
I
you're
want to
aware, like,
define entities for anybody that's scared of that word. Entity does not mean evil. And we are an entity. Like as a human, we are an entity. A business, if you get a business, that is an entity. And Hollywood has created this scare of that word. And so dark force can be something else instead of entity. And so we're not talking about evil things, we're talking about good things here.
thank you. Sorry, I use this word so openly, I forget it has negative connotations to it, so thank you.
Yeah, no problem.
Um, yeah, like one of the things that I found, especially when talking about future, is like the concept of time because it is like such a human construct. Like soon could be like tomorrow for us, but like 10 years from now for spirit because time is now. And so getting that kind of granularity can be challenging. Um, it so I've been asking about this forever because I'm just so curious and like so invested in it. And it looked like it was going to happen, like there was going to be more of a public event towards this year prior. Yes. It looks like things have shifted a little bit though, and perhaps it might take a little longer than before. Yeah.
Is that because of the US election?
Um, partially, yes. Thank you. It looks like it's just like he's showing me like this collective of like people and just the feeling and openness accord like how the collective feels about it. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, because there's this like nobody wants to cause this fear or create upset because of this. Like it's a big mind shift change. Yeah. Especially for the folks that aren't like into the spiritual, metaphysical kind of in this world. It like I still go to my family events and like I can ask my grandma and she'll say, no, aliens aren't real. Like maybe she's changed her mind a little bit now because of what I've been working on. But like even just a few
They've
years ago,
released US documents. Like
right.
it's out there. They released them during COVID. Like so it's funny because my first teacher, she told me like in my I got a session from her and she's like, we will be able to speak to aliens on the computer. And like when it started happening, like when my awareness started happening to where that was, I was like, that's cool. Like this is happening. Like, but that was so long ago where I was like, no way. Like that's not pot like well, I didn't say no way, but it was just kind of like, oh, okay. Like the way I perceived it was just like, okay, like that will happen. Like, but the way that I'm like, I'm thinking like little aliens typing on the computer. But no, we're there, it's channel. Like people are channeling and sharing information and like there's so many things. Oh, let's ask him about the sea and the aliens in the sea.
Yes, thank you. Oh,
And
they're showing me the Atlantic. Like we know there's a base off the coast of California, right? Yeah. The one in Florida is kind of the one that's most of note recently. Yes, thank you. Sorry, did you have a
no,
specific
no, no.
question?
Go ahead.
I was gonna say, just are those the aliens that are going to be showing themselves first? Yes, thank you. Have they already shown themselves? Yes, thank you. I don't know what species they are though. I get sort of gray vibes. Is that what you've gotten as well?
Um, I don't ever label things, so it's hard for me. Um, but I see what you're seeing.
Yeah.
What about mermaids?
Yes. Michael is like the rich are not eating mermaids. I don't know if you're into like
They
the
are
energetic.
not. No, no,
Yeah.
no, no. I have taken people and they have been Lemurian mermaids and Atlantean mermaids. Are there hybrid mermaids now? Or are they still separate?
Yes. There's hybrids now, it looks
That's what I
like.
thought.
Yeah.
Because that's how I see them. Will they be a part of our culture more openly?
Yes, thank you. He's showing me there's pockets where it's already just a well-known fact.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
My husband and I, we watched this documentary all on mermaids, and, and my husband's like, mermaids exist. I'm like, I know.
I love that moment of realization in people. They're like, "Oh, yeah." I'm like, "Yes, thank you for catching up."
Yeah, it's but here's the thing, and if you guys are listening to this and you're just like, what the heck are they talking about? You can go down a rabbit hole. And if this stuff scares you, please note that like none of the stuff that's going to be coming to us, all of the beings that are coming and that people are channeling to are benevolent, meaning they're good, they're protecting Earth, they want to support us, they want to protect us, they want to assist us in evolving. And we've been evolving at a rapid pace. And this is a part of the age of Aquarius. And we don't even have to use that term. It's a part of the grand awakening. It's a part of our reclaiming of remembrance, reclaiming of our light, reclaiming is a big word. But the if you're scared, don't worry. Like this is not something you have to worry about because it's not happening like anytime soon. But like you could start going to the rabbit hole because if you're listening to this, like and you haven't been aware of it, these things are happening. Like they're already happening. Like there's all sorts of different rabbit holes that you can go down that I find really, really fascinating. Personally, I find them fascinating.
I totally agree. Well, and chances are, like with some of these like non-human entities, there are beings out there walking around that are disguised as humans. So the chances that you've encountered one already is pretty high. And it's just like walking past a person on the street. Like it's not anything you need to be afraid of at all. So,
I feel like you can tell when someone's more of a hybrid because there's just something about their eyes that's like really fascinating to me like that I'm just
absolutely.
like interesting.
Well, and Conscious Life Expo is full of these type of folks. So you just walk around and you're like, oh yeah.
Oh, there's all sorts of interesting things there, yes. Very interesting things, interesting people, interesting things, like very, very interesting. And let's ask them a little bit about light language. Because I am sure that there are things that I don't know about light language that are fascinating.
Oh, I've got one. So when Amy did her light language on the panel we were on together, did I get a healing activation from that? Yes, thank you.
That light language activation, I don't know if we have that on recording. If we do, I'll try to see if I can get it for you guys. That like I wish I could have stood up for it because that was a lot. Like it was a lot.
Well, and it was so incredible because like we went down the panel and like you had an incredible one and there was like Laura had an incredible one, but then there was a couple that I was like, I just don't resonate with these. And it's
Yes.
not that they're bad, it's just that's not my vibration right now. And so I was like, okay, I can accept this because this resonates with me, or no, I'm gonna cut this off
Yes.
because this isn't what I want. So
And the thing with light language is it's like tuning into a radio station.
yeah.
And sometimes you want to listen to country, and sometimes people absolutely hate country music. And so it's similar to that in what frequency are we tuning into, and is it a vibrational match?
Yes.
And
Yes.
like, I love light language for that because I'll get people that are like, I listened to someone else's and like, I just didn't like it. And it's just because it's not a vibrational match for you. And a lot of star seeds, like we've either had lifetimes together or we're from the same starseed planets. And I say planets because a lot got displaced and they're intermingling and things like that. And so it just depends on what that looks like. But not everybody's light language is for the entire population. It's only for a certain sector.
Exactly.
Yeah. Yeah. Anything else you want to ask about light language?
Michael, anything else we should be covering? Yes, okay. Um, it sounds like he just wants to reiterate that it's so powerful and so wonderful. Yes. Not getting anything else specific right
Yeah,
now, though.
so light language is the cosmic language of our souls. It moves past the conscious mind to the subconscious mind and it breaks us out of trance. It's really every word or sound, I should say, every sound, symbol, movement, sign holds paragraphs of information that can support us on our healing path and can support us in our remembrance or reclaiming or whatever it is that we're wanting help with healing. Sometimes there's not human words that can describe what wants to be shared.
Yes. I love that so much. Just that feeling and the movement. It's great.
Well, this was so much fun, Megan. Tell everybody how they can get in contact with you. And I'll also link everything in the show notes in the show description as well.
Awesome. Yeah, so my website is solarglowmeditations.com and then I'm on TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, Threads, all the social media channels as Solar Glow Meditations.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for joining us today. This was so much fun. Guys, make sure you share this with a friend, like and subscribe. And if you guys have questions, because this was very different than the way that we do things, share your comments, share your thoughts. If you're nervous about the open contact stuff, let me know, because maybe I can do an episode on that. So thanks, Megan. This was so much fun.
Thank you for having me.
Bye, guys.